Hello everyone, welcome to yet another video of daily market analysis. So let's see what markets did today. So what we are seeing here is a Nifty daily chart. We can see that as we discussed, this is the very important zone, and today we see some nice upward candle in Nifty chart. Yeah, there is no much of development which can be discussed, but yeah, if you are trading from this time frame, I think this is the zone which you have to be careful about, somewhere around 18,800 zones. This is the zone where the trend might reverse to positive once we start accepting above this zone. Yeah, there is nothing much to discuss on daily time frame chart. So let's get into profile charts. Yeah, this is the Nifty profile chart. We can see that we opened somewhere between the previous day zone. Yeah, this was the opening. We opened within previous day zone. As we discussed in our previous video, this zone was very important, and also this zone was very important to monitor. So initially we saw that prices scaling below this zone, which was very important for buyers to defend. Initially there was some like strength from sellers to show that they want to take prices lower, but again later part of the day that interest got exhausted. How can we say that the interest from sellers got exhausted? You can see here there was a lot of overlap between candles. So yeah, that was the first sign where if you are short seeing this zone and acceptance below this zone, this was the first sign where you should have come out of your short positions. Yeah, we later in the part of day we got some nice rally towards this 18,200 zone again, which is very important. So this rally might be because of some stop loss getting triggered. See what happens is, you see a visual reference here. You see prices getting below that zone in the initial part of day. So this attracts lot of sellers. The sellers interest will get activated below once we start below this important zone. So that was the reason why we saw some sideways move here. Later, once the sellers feel that they are not getting results for their efforts what they are putting, they'll start booking their profits, and that can lead to some aggressive rallies. So this rally might be one of that rallies. Also, not to forget that today was monthly expiry, so this can also be some short covering rally. So that was from profile charts. If we want to look at zones, which is very important, again this zone, even though we have come around this zone, it is still considered to be valid because we had come near that zone around the closing, so we still can expect some selling around this zone. Yeah, so you have to look for 18,200 for tomorrow's session. Once we start accepting above this zone, then that clearly indicates that the trend is back to buyer's control. So what can be the targets? If we start accepting above 18,200, this high will be your first target, somewhere around 18,350 zones. On the lower side, this loop what we are seeing here will be very important for buyers to defend. Let me mark it here. Yeah, this zone somewhere around 18,050 to 18,000 zone. Why this loop is very important? Because this is the zone where sellers lost interest and we got rally. If at all we come back here, then it indicates that this seller's exhaustion was from very short term, and again sellers from the higher time frame are using this higher prices to re-enter their shorts. So we have to be very cautious while we are looking into the markets. So this is the zone which we have to look for, 18,200 and 18,050. So if we start accepting above this, you can think of creating long positions. If this is not happening, if we start coming back and trading and start trading within previous day zone, then wait for prices to come to this zone, somewhere around 18,050 zones. Observe how we react when we come to that price. So if at all we see quick rejection, then some upside move can be expected. On the other hand, if we see prices accepting here without any rejection, then we can expect some downward movement which can target this lows. So be careful around these zones. Yeah, that was from Nifty profile chart. So let's get into the Bank Nifty daily chart. Yeah, again Bank Nifty we can see nice good big green candle today. Yeah, one important observation which we have to make here is we are approaching the zone where sellers were previously active. Like you can see here, lot of volume is attached here. So what does this mean? Like before seeing this downside move, there was some sideways move. This indicates that there was some distribution by sellers here. Let me repeat. This was the zone where some distribution was seen from sellers. So what we expect now, and what will be the expected behavior? You can see that we are coming back to the same zone. So expected behavior around here will be like seller should have some responsive selling doing here. So seller should quickly enter and try taking prices lower, because this is the zone where they were previously active. Yeah, that is the expected behavior. On the other hand, if at all buyers succeed in taking prices above this zone, somewhere around 43 400 zones, then we can say that the trend is resuming to positive. Like acceptance above this zone can quickly scale to this point where like 40 44 250 zones, which is also to be the all time high of bank nifty. Yeah, just be cautious. Just because we are approaching this doesn't mean that we have to sell. It is very important, we need to observe how prices react around such important references, and based on that we can take our trading decisions. That was from daily chart. So let's come to profile charts. So we can see here we opened gap down like below around lows of the previous day zone. This opening would have interested some sellers here, because as we discussed, this was the very important zone which buyers need to defend. And you can see that we initial part of the day itself we started accepting around these zones, which will give more confidence to sellers. But later part of the day we saw that interest from initial sellers got exhausted. We did not find prices scaling lower below days low, or there was no range extensions in the later part of day. So that was the first sign where if at all we were short around these zones, looking at price accepting around these zones, this overlap will be our warning sign. We have to get out of our position once we start trading above day high. So it was around this zone that once we started trading above day high, buyers got into control, and you can see there was very strong rally towards end. Yeah, this is again because of the sellers exhaustion. Most of the sellers got trapped here, and this might be stop loss triggering from short side, also can be short covering from option traders. Yeah, that was what markets did today. So technically speaking, was this rally tradable? Actually not. Again, it depends on your objective. See, you are short here, looking at value area development around this important zone. It is fine, but there was no reason to go long here. Like except sellers exhaustion, there was no clear signs of which telling that buyers are back into control and we can participate with them. Yes, price scaled higher, but that doesn't mean that we have to go with the buyers. Yeah, that was my take on bank nifty today's move. So if we want to look at zones which are very important, again this HVN. Let me mark this. That is somewhere around. Give me a minute. Yeah, this zone. Somewhere around 43 400 zones. Why this is important? You can see here this day was nice trending to downside. If we look into the charts, we can see that there was a lot of volume attached around these zones. Yeah, you can see here there was a lot of side volume attached on this day. That means there was some distribution from sellers before taking prices lower. So whenever we are coming back, as we discussed in Nifty, expected behavior will be some selling coming in. But on the other hand, if buyers start taking prices higher and start accepting above this zone, then this highs will be targeted very quickly. Yeah, so wait for prices to start accept above this comfortably and think of going longs around that zone. Just because we are accepting here, that doesn't mean it will give you a sure shot long. You have to keep your risk nominal based on your risk management. So on the other hand, what are the zones which we have to look for on the lower side? Again, this loop will be very important, and also VWAP of this day somewhere around. Let's get into the 5 minutes chart. Yeah, this zone 42 800 zone. Since today was a trending day, the VWAP of today will be very crucial for coming trading sessions. So keep a eye on that VWAP around 42 800 zones and this loop HVN somewhere around 42 600 zones. If at all price come back and start accepting within previous day, like that is this trading zone, and start accepting below previous day VWAP, that will be first sign of strength from sellers. Yeah, that will let you think of creating your short positions to target this low, and this HVN. Yeah, one reference at a time. We have to think of one reference at a time. So that was from profile charts. Yeah, today was last expiry of 2022. Hope you guys had a nice year and nice expiry today. So I think we can start fresh from next year. Let's keep next year for learning and getting better with our trading decisions. Thank you so much.